What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Redemption series. This podcast is a battleground for anyone trying to rebuild their life from the ground up. No fake perfection here, just raw, honest conversations about faith, recovery, and becoming exactly who God created you to be. A place where we talk about faith, healing, redemption, purpose, and the real life struggles we all face while following God. Now, pain may be a part of your story, but redemption can be too. Today's message is called Don't Quit Before Your Breakthrough. And I want to start by being honest with you. This message is for the person who's tired, the person who's been praying for a long time, the person who's been believing for change, but nothing seems to be changing, the person who's doing everything they know to do, but still feels stuck. And if that's you, please know that you're not alone because the hardest moment in any journey is usually right before the breakthrough. Now, before we go further, I want to ask you, what's something you've been believing God for that hasn't happened yet? Drop it in the comments and let's stand in faith together. One of the things I've learned is that the discouragement often shows up right before something changes. The enemy attacks when you're so close, when you're close to giving up, when you're often closer than you think to breakthrough. The enemy doesn't fight people who aren't a threat. He fights people who are about to step into purpose. The Bible says in Galatians 6 and 9, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Now, notice that phrase, if we do not give up. That means the harvest is already set, y'all. But endurance determines whether we see it. Have you ever felt like giving up right before something finally started to change? Waiting is one of the hardest places to stay faithful, but God works in the waiting because it feels like nothing is happening. But in reality, God is often doing his deepest work in hidden seasons. Isaiah 40 and 31. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Waiting is not wasted. It's strengthening you. It's preparing you. It's building what breakthrough will require. Sometimes God is more interested in who you become in the waiting than what you receive after it. What has God been teaching you while you're still standing for your breakthrough? Let's encourage each other in the comments. Weariness is dangerous because it doesn't always look like rebellion. It looks like slowing down. It looks like praying a little less. It looks like hoping less. It looks like quietly giving up in your heart before you actually say it out loud. But God speaks directly to that place. 2 Thessalonians 3 and 13 say, but as for you, brethren, do not grow weary in good doing. Why not? Because weariness can make you quit something God is still working on. What helps you keep going when you feel mentally or emotionally exhausted? Your answer might help someone stay strong today. One of the most powerful patterns in scripture is this: God often moves suddenly. When people think nothing is changing, God is preparing a moment of breakthrough. Think about Paul and Silas in prison. They were praying and singing at midnight. It looked like nothing was happening, but suddenly there was an earthquake. Doors opened, chains broke. Acts 16 and 26 say, suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken. That word matters. Suddenly. God is not limited by slow progress. He can shift things in an instant. Have you ever experienced a suddenly moment where everything changed faster than expected? Share with us in the comments. But your breakthrough requires faithfulness. Breakthrough is not just about timing, it's about your endurance. It's about staying faithful in the middle. It's about continuing to pray when nothing feels different. It's about continuing to believe when nothing looks different. Hebrews 10 and 23. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess. For he who promised is faithful. God is faithful, y'all. Even when the process feels long, even when the answers feel delayed, even when your emotions feel heavy. Your job is not to control the outcome. Your job is to stay faithful. What promise are you currently waiting for God to answer? Drop the scripture or promise below so we can stand on it with you. Maybe you're in a season right now where you're tired of waiting, tired of praying, tired of believing. tired of trying. Let me remind you of something important. God has not forgotten you. Your prayers are not wasted. Your waiting is not wasted. Your tears are not wasted. Psalm 27 and 14 say, wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart and wait for the Lord. Sometimes strength looks like simply not quitting, even when you don't see it yet. God is working in your favor. Your breakthrough is not behind you. It is not canceled. It is not forgotten. It is still coming. You've got to keep the faith. And remember, breakthroughs don't always come when you feel strong. They often come when you refuse to quit. And before we go, I want to ask you one final question. What's one thing you're refusing to quit on, even while you're still waiting on God? Drop it in the comments. Your perseverance might be the very thing that encourages someone else to keep going one more day. So keep trusting, keep believing, keep fighting. This is the Redemption Series, where pain meets purpose. Until next time, I love y'all.